everything else is probably pre-2010. Maybe even 2005. Let's hop over to viewer. Load everything up. Well, no, these stay off. This is gonna be interesting. Extremely, extremely interesting. Can't really point to anything in particular, but just watching streams, everything was fantastic. Yo, that's what I like to hear. I haven't been able to play Dead Cells because no update for console. Yeah, it's apparently stuck in approval. They just did a tweet of that Friday, I believe. Maybe they planned for it to be out on Friday, but they said no, it's still pending approval. So it's stuck. I don't really know. If I was a dev, that you got to get your content out because you have workflow. Like, you have more stuff in the pipeline. So to get stuck on something like approvals, it's got to be rough. All right. So we have all that turned off. Let me paint the picture for chat a little bit. So we've been doing a lot of viewer builds. A lot of viewer builds. And I think we're streaking out. I probably have like a 5-win streak on viewer builds if I were to give myself a little bit of a 1-up, maybe round up. I'd say 5. But today is a little different. Someone submitted a run where they wanted me to play either Rusty Sword or Beginner's Bow. And everything else was open. V, you can do whatever you want. Just make sure the Rusty Dagger or Beginner's Bow is in there. And I was thinking to myself, if I'm going to play, let's say, Beginner's Bow, for example. If I'm going to play Beginner's Bow with a Tesla coil and an owl, Acrobatic pack with Alchemic Carbine or, say, Hokuto's bow, and then I have my basic Beginner's Bow and a shield, is that really a Beginner's Bow build or not? I like to believe no. In fact, that is called Protect the Owl. And you're utilizing your backpack for Alchemic Carbine and Hokuto's bow. So then I thought, okay, maybe I just play Rusty Daggers. We have 1 Rusty Dagger, Frontline Shield. What other skills are like not? Phaser. And Lacerating Aura. Okay. So with all of those, Lacerating Aura pretty good. Phaser pretty good. Like, there's a lot more sword gameplay in there, but is it really enough to call it a Rusty Dagger run? I feel like the answer is no. It's still not enough. It needs to be even more Rusty Daggered than that. So what I'm thinking, if I were to do this, it should be no shield, no backpack, Rusty Dagger only, and the only powers I think I would be allowed, like no grenades, no turrets, except maybe emergency door. All right, hear me out, hear me out. Emergency door. And then powers. The only things I think I'm willing to use are Vampirism, maybe Tonic, maybe Ice Armor, Face Flask. And the Face Flask, that one is a little questionable, because I do feel like there's a world where the Face Flask is the build. Like, that plus Vengeance might be a little much, but at least it's not Lacerating Aura, right? Like, it's not completely overshadowing the blade. So I think it's fair. Phaser, you could almost say, yeah, V, you're still slashing with the sword, but Phaser does its own damage. And you might use Scheme along with it. I think it's too much. Too much for the Rusty Dagger to handle. So if I were to play this, I think this is the move, and we start off with only a Rusty Dagger, and then we play the game with just that. And if anyone's in disagreement with it, they'll have to take it up with senior management because I already signed off on it. If the challenge weapon is the main weapon, or at least part of the rotation, it feels no different than doing a 3-weapon challenge. Yeah, just lock away one of my items. You can have it. Double damage Rusty Dagger. Wow. Now, we're playing 5BC, by the way. In 5BC, you're typically using like level 12 weapons by the end of the game. So this is like level 4 Rusty Dagger that can only go up to ++. Is that legit? Maybe not. Oh god. I don't even know if I can kill anything. Yo, V.me fan, what's up, V? What's up right back to you? Hope you're having a good Monday. This thing's a lot faster than I thought it was. Like, that attack speed? I feel like it's faster than Cursor. Like, really interesting. Oh my god. But not gonna lie, I was really worried about today's run. Like, I wasn't entirely sure that I should even go forward with this run. Because the entire lead up to this, I was thinking like, how on earth do I make this even remotely interesting for the viewer? And I'm hoping that we kind of found it. Especially if we rock a legendary ice armor, I think that would be fun. Vampirism low-key useful with that kind of attack speed. Yeah, it's like, what weapon is this fast? Like, say the stiletto might be the closest thing. Like, they call this thing a sword, but this is dagger speed. Wow. If only that did something. Now, if I die, I feel like there's gonna be an unfortunate amount of resetting to try to get double damage back. And I have no idea if the game is gonna really let me do all that. I don't need to kill all this stuff. Balance Blade pretty fast too. Yeah, it's actually... Like, I don't want to call Vampirism bad. I think it's extremely usable. You just kind of have to know the ropes a little bit. Not to say that it's a high IQ item, but you can definitely, like, ruin a run by pressing it at the wrong time. Oh my god! Rusty Dagger has unlimited rerolls for free? Is that true? No way. We might be good here. Is this a rare promenade area? It can't be. It has to be toxic. I just don't want to fight birds. That sounds really bad. Promenade. Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. I have, like, too much red. Kind of wish I had a double green amulet right now. No promenade. Guess I'll do Arboretum. Like, I really don't want to fight birds with this. Hammers sound really bad, too. Maybe birds aren't that bad. Famous last words. The hardest part about running Rusty Dagger, trying to figure out what monsters you can actually kill. I can't break that. Yo, Bent Wookie. 7 months, 2 more to be a newborn. Wookie, did you already figure out the name? Or are you still working on it? JC, good to see you. What is this challenge? You can do !BOTD to get all the deets. That's build of the day. All right. I'm gonna try the vamp, see what happens. Okay, so for anyone out there who wants to run starter weapon, remember you should upgrade it. It can go up to ++. And from there, you're probably screwed. Chat is saying that there are unlimited free rerolls on your item. They're charging me $1.50. I think that's a little screwed up. Just to say that. Yeah. I don't really know about this establishment anymore. But you know what? We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. We'll just say it was a pricing error when it came to other people's runs. And they happen to take that and run with it. Like, I'll keep an eye out for it. If I see someone else get free gear and I'm still having to pay $1.50, then I'll bring it up to the manager. But until then, we'll just assume that, you know, something went wrong on the register. Not sus at all. The range of these leeches is disgusting, by the way. Like, they try to nibble at your ankle from 9 miles away, and it actually hits you half the time. Perhaps it was a bug. Oh my god, it does so much damage. I wouldn't mind a bug. TBH. Alright, so vampirism eats 37% of my life. I don't think I use it. Not yet, not yet. The closer we get to 25, the better. And I believe the cap is 20%. Yeeted HP. See, even just having wooden shield is like night and day than having nothing at all. Just a rusty dagger and a bow. Because at least with the shield, I could parry the rampagers, which stops their attack. I feel like it's too much. It's too much power for one man to handle. Don't use vamp until your stats are high enough, or your life is low enough. My life been low. That's my secret cap. Wondering about the face flask though. What do you all think? Is face flask vengeance too strong for the challenge or no? Why in the chat if it's too strong, and in the chat if you think it's legal. those who don't know, Face Flash Vengeance will give me bonus damage whenever I press the Face Flash button. Yeah, I guess I should have said like L for legal. Does actual burning oil, that's hilarious. It's gotta be too strong. Has to be. I know it's just burning oil. Burning oil is like 10 damage a second. I get it, I get it. Y'all don't understand. By the end of the game, when it shows the DPS charts, that thing's gonna be up there. If Rusty Dagger could have legendary version, what would it be? So, not gonna lie, I kind of want it to be either True Evil, which is you're not allowed to press any other button besides the Rusty Dagger button. And then maybe like double cells. Make it an actual farming item. Like, I don't really want it to do more damage, but I want you to actually like suffer a little bit for taking it, but then when you do take it, like you actually got something out of it. It's like the ultimate challenge item, but at the same time, you're rewarded for doing the challenge. Yo, Dead Cells is Pog. How often do I stream? Can someone type !live in the chat? L-I-V-E. And Ender, good to see you. Good to see all the new folks in the chat right now. I was having a little bit of a rough start to the day. And I say this all the time, that no matter what, if I go live on Twitch, I usually end up with a good day. And I don't believe today is any different. But today I did upload my first YouTube video in like 2 weeks. It was a video that I worked on for 2 weeks. And unfortunately, it didn't do as well as I was hoping. If you want to see the vid, !tier list. A matter of fact, it would be like extremely helpful if anyone wants to do !tier list and then like give the vid a thumbs up if you think it's a good vid. I don't want to make you do something. Oh my god, I was like in the ceiling. I want to make anyone do anything that they aren't really thinking to do. So yeah, having the new folks coming in, definitely putting a smile on my face. So thank you, everybody. It was like the ultimate storm, the ultimate ninja storm on PlayStation 4. A little bit of underperformance on the vid, and then you gotta play Rusty Dagger only right after. It's like the nail in the coffin is now I have to play Rusty Dagger. Okay. No challenge rifts, huh? I don't know what's going on. Imagine a world with no challenge rift. How long do I stream on average? Usually about 4 hours. Dead Cells probably takes me like an hour 30, 2 hours. Oh my god. Wait, I didn't know that was there. Not scripted, by the way. Not scripted. Yo, J Cool with the T1, 24 years. And I think J Cool, you got a discount for that too, right? There's a September discounts going on right now. You'll probably get an uptick in views once the update goes to console. That's what I'm hoping for. And like, could I have held off on releasing it until the console update? Sure. But instead, I'll try to do like a little bit of something else to point people towards it. Not scripted, by the way. I had no idea this was here. You know, I never take that bottom path. I always go above the spike ball. There's another trap set too that I always take the bad path. Oh god, that actually hit me. Oh god. Do I die here? I didn't use my ice armor because I'm waiting for stuff like that. Like actual challenge. Not V just runs into the spike for free. All right, there's 2 enemies down there. I wonder how many hits I can get on them with vampirism. $15. I would need 7 hits. Wait, can I just farm? Is this legit? Wait, I net negative. I'm at 14 now. What in the world? Even worse. You gotta be kidding me. All right, not bad, not bad. Perhaps a little early to be running tonic. I mean, be running a vamp. Chat was saying that Phase Flask is not cheating. Trust me, Vamp will make a comeback. So long as it gives you more than 10% HP, I promise it will make a comeback. All right. I stopped doing schoolwork to watch the vid when it dropped. Chris, I appreciate you. I do want you to do your schoolwork though. Or maybe you podcasted it. I hear a lot of people are able to do that, like listen to stuff in the background while working on schoolwork. I know I haven't been in school in a long time, but I feel like that's kind of next level. And I mean, shout outs if you're able to do that. I just feel as though my brain, like I have to knock out the work ASAP. And then I can listen to all the stuff I want to. All the YouTubers. Every RDC gaming video. And then we're fine. Is this better than ice armor? I feel like the answer is no. But when your HP is this low, maybe you do it. For some reason I didn't climb up that. No. Look at that damage. We're dead. No. Is Phase Flask tonic too strong? Of course not. All right. Of course it's not too strong. Now I feel like it's justified to run those. All I had to do was die, and now I feel perfectly okay about it. Yo, full Q developer. Welcome. All right. Crap, I didn't get double damage. Does that mean I reset? No. I am not trying to reset this over and over again. I thought you play on continue mode. Maybe I should. I turned it off because I was doing daily challenge or something and I forgot to turn it back on. But there's a part of me where it's like, if I lose the Rusty Dagger run too much, I don't mind calling it GG. Wow. Oh no, I have the wrong... I can't use this shield. What's the rules for the challenge? It's play Rusty Dagger, balance bow, and nothing else that lets you win the game. If anything else lets you win, it's too strong and it's banned. We have all the other stuff turned off. To quote Pharaoh Atem, or people also say Yami from Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. Funny story, I have never ever seen a single minute of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, and I'm a little bit of a hater. I kind of want to keep it that way. I know it's award-winning YouTube content, or Newgrounds, whatever it was, but I made it a point to never ever watch it. And I apologize for that. Oh God. Ain't touching that. It's so scary. Like, I'm pretty sure it just cleaved me a new butt cheek. That's how close that axe was. Just trimmed off a slice of bacon from me. Why am I doing face flask? For literally no reason. Like, the only thing that face flask is doing is making it easier for me to die. Face flask breaks my ice armor. I just realized that. Raise your hand in the chat if you knew Face Flask breaks ice armor before today. Or did I just open your eyes and your brain at the same time? Oh my God. This is disgusting. Gross. Another one. Now, I could run. Just treat it like a speed run. You don't have to deal with much of this stuff. Rampagers chase you. Inquisitors chase you. Demolishers chase you. Honestly, everything chases you except Inquisitors. So maybe running, not ideal. A coward strat when you're rocking the Rusty Dagger. I was about to say Dusty Dagger. Face Flask Vengeance is low-key better than Corrupted Power. Corrupted Power did get buffed. It is a lot stronger than it is now, but for safety reasons, Face Flask Vengeance still the GOAT. Still undefeated. Didn't I say I don't want to fight birds? That sounds very familiar. And then I died to a bird. Wow, this is gross. Please. Mercy. Yugotas? Yugotas is miserable at points. Dragon Ball Z Abridged, however, is the best way to consume abridged content. What in the world is Yogotas? Or Yugotas? That sounds like a speed run. Like if you go onto GDQ and you see someone speed running Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist Vengeance? Duelist Avenged? Return of the Duelist? Oh, what's the name of the PS1 game? I had Forbidden Memories. Okay. Let's take it back. That's like you go on GDQ, you see someone playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, and their name is Yugotas. Sounds incredibly believable. Yeah, we have our red. Any more money I can get? There's one single ice armor. We gotta re-roll this rusty dagger as much as possible to try to get double damage. That's Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged shorthand. I think you just made the content creator's day. Let's get out of here. What kind of weapon would you want in game? Anomalies. Do you mean just in general? What kind of item is missing from the game that I would love to see? We need the money. We're down bad for money. And then I guess I'll get Vengeance to start. Oh my god. I'll take bleeding damage also. My money. How would I get this twice? Move speed? 3 times? Bruh button? We in trouble, chat. We in big trouble. What kind of item would I like to see in Dead Cells that isn't already in the game? So I tried to think back to some of the other games I've played. Your Skull, the Hero Slayers, your One Step from Eden's, your Hades, etc, etc. What I think we need more of in this game are dive bomb attacks. What I mean by that is a weapon that either you cast it in the air or you cast it on the ground and you get launched in the air and then like dive bomb down. I know we have Telluric Shock. I understand. But part of me thinks there's like another item out there where you Superman in, slam the ground, and it's like so cool to see that maybe it could be different than Telluric. I don't know how different, but we'll leave the devs. They're smart people. They can figure it out. In the last game I played with a dive bomb attack, may have been Astral Ascent. And I'm telling you, it's so cool to just walk in to a room of monsters and they don't even know you're there. You're like all the way up here and you press the dive bomb button and just nuke the map. Like maybe it does more damage based off of how high you are in the sky. Maybe like the more targets you hit, you get like a bubble or something. I don't know. Oh my god. Love to have an item from Metroid. Items from Metroids. There's missiles. There's the Held Blaster. Which I guess we don't have that, right? Do we have anything in the game that's similar to just a regular Mega Man X blaster where you hold the button and then release the fire? I know we have Katana, but Katana makes you stand still. So it would be like, while you're running, you hold it. While you're not running, you're spamming. opposite katana then. An item where you fly like Superman into the enemy and damage them like a giant whistle, but you choose the target? That wouldn't be half bad either. Wow. Imagine if that killed me. I think I would have uninstalled. Please! It does nothing! Chat, the bow does nothing. Yo, Blaze, good to see you. Blaze, I don't know if you've seen the game that we're gonna be playing later today, Torchlight Infinite. I don't think it's a Blaze game, but you never know. I think you've played a lot. Yo, Scrappy, good to see you. Yeah, as a reminder, we just dropped our first YouTube vid in the last 2 weeks. Just today. Kind of stoked about it, but I can't wait to get up more stuff. We have weapons or skills from every boss except Timekeeper. Timekeeper gives us light speed dash and ice shards. It's interesting. Multi-spam shuriken. So, hear me out on this one. Am I dead? I'm not dead. So, it might be another held item. I think I'm just obsessed with holding down the button and then releasing to attack. So, it would be like a shuriken where you hold the button to throw out a big one, or you can spam it instead. Wow. I'm nowhere near you. Am I gonna take Ripper? Oh, that might have been funny. To go Rusty Dagger, Ripper, Beginner's Bow while tactics, but again, like, the Ripper does all the work. But still, like, pretty interesting. Marzi, good to see you. Been a while. Yo, is that a May emote? A Tododeki? Tododeki? Lantern kind of does that? You're actually right. Crap. Maybe, like, if you hold it down, it goes forward and then comes back. Maybe give it the old boomerang. Old boomerang used to crit on the way back. Now it just like stays on the monster and locks in. So the new Hiraikosu. The Hiraikosu, you throw it, but by holding down the button, it crits on the way back. If you don't hold it, it like blows up on the monster. I don't know. Something. Why are you a star? That's why. I'm an hour late, just got done with work and out. V, what's up? Yo, what's the workout for today? Maximus. I was kind of thinking I might have to do a workout regimen during the month of September. I might be seeing my family for the first time since pre-COVID. And I figure I have 1 month to gain like 50 pounds. Via working out. We're stocked up on protein powder, but from what I understand, chugging protein powder is not enough. I didn't know that. Apparently you have to do the actual exercises too. Please. I do like half the monster's HP. That's something. Ow. Please, just die. Somebody die. I do have to cleanse the map. I can't just leave. As much as I want to. Oh, I left a bunch of monsters. Why are we in Promenade? Because I died to birds in Corrupted Prison. So my hope is that Prison Depths is easier. Even though we have to deal with the hammer. Which is probably the worst enemy for the Rusty Dagger. My apologies to all the Rusty Dagger enthusiasts. There is an enemy that's out to get you. Surprised that wasn't spikes. But yeah, I want to be able to do something workout wise. I just have to figure out the timing. And what it really is if I could wake up at like 6 a.m. daily for the workout, we'd be all set. But unfortunately, if you stream until midnight, how many hours of sleep are you getting? Like by default. If I were to go to bed at midnight, somehow I logged off and I conked out immediately. How many hours of sleep did I get waking up at 6 a.m.? Mummy and Set Poker belly flopped you while you were cursed. Same. I think that has to happen to everybody at least one time. Oh my god, I cannot cleanse the map. Need to brush your teeth too? True. And I gotta take out the trash? There's no way. It's not possible. Please. Please let these monsters be the last ones. They should have an achievement for finishing a run by only using Rusty Sword. So there is an achievement for killing Hand of the King with a beginner item in your inventory. What most people do is that they'll backpack a wooden shield. I don't remember if you actually have to equip the wooden shield for the kill or if you can just have it in your backpack. Definitely if it's just backpack, that's like 10 times easier. I didn't make it through. Promenade moment. A rare promenade moment when you thought you could actually kill the enemies, but they're protected. We need this. Oh my god. I really feel like I don't go Prison Depths. I need the stats. We're gonna be doing absolutely 0 damage. Do you ever get greedy for parries and jump into an attack to parry it? I think I do that all the time. Wait, is that not how I'm supposed to do parries? I think that's my default. Am I still searching for double damage? Maybe not. Maybe now we're searching for burning oil. Oh, that spreads oil. So all I need is flames around me. That's fine. I think you melee instead of bleed. All right. Yeah, my bad. Every time I get hit during a parry, it's exactly what you just described. Definitely not doing it on purpose. I don't see any other way. Okay. This also sucks without a shield. Let's wait. What are you? A scorpion, maybe? Wow. I can't get up there. Trying to do the coyote jump? Saying that we would do in Stilt Village, but apparently I'm a little boosted. See how I do negative damage to these monsters? Very, very sad. Thank you, game. During mummy slams, I'll jump, start the parry, so that you disrupt the attack when they fall? Or do you mean while they're already on the ground, you're trying to jump into their tantrum? Which is pretty sick. Thank you. Even though we probably can't use that. Hello, Elite. Lag? Welcome back. Thing was certainly annoying. I jump into their tantrum and press the parry button. I only do that kind of stuff with the guardians. No, the spinners in High Peak Castle. The tornado guys. Everything else is like so risky in my opinion. Like it's cool when you can do it. And if I am trying to build a montage reel, absolutely. Legendary. Oh no. Legendary Spartan sandals? That's kind of legit. Okay, we can't fight here. Okay, I gotta clean this up. Can you come up? Ow. Alright, so you all are gonna have to be the decider for me. If Spartan Sandals Legendary is OP for this challenge or no? Unlucky. Alright, so for those who haven't seen this, Spartan Sandals burns the ground when you run. So I'm not gonna press the button at all. As a matter of fact, I'm going to change my Y button to something else so I never press it. But it just gives you burning. And that's it. So is this too strong for the challenge or no? We'll do something like this. Look, I didn't even get the burning oil. Somehow I avoided the monster. No idea how that works. Yeah, this is fair, right? F in the chat for fairer. Oh my god, it's gonna take me a year to get out of here. Let you change? Like, I'd love to just tank these bombs. Oh my god. Wait, I forgot I never got a red amulet. Instead of 250, you do like 400 damage. It's not only fair, it negates 20 minutes from your run. That's what I like to hear. Though the only thing that's kinda is that it doesn't seem to work when I dodge roll through the enemy. Like, it's only when you actually run. Not that there's contact damage in the game, but instead there's like bumping. Wow, there's actually nothing in there. Definitely not going ossuary, screw that. My poor balance blade. Did we already get the uninfected food? Yes. This is fine. All right. This is a PB. This is the farthest anyone has ever been in a Rusty Dagger Spartan Sandal legendary run. Last mutation, typically you would just get open wounds. So that way you do some kind of damage to somebody. But I kind of went combo. Honestly, all I care about is killing the biome monsters. I think if I get to a boss, I will win. Which might be a famous last words. Cause also No Mercy. No Mercy kind of works on both. Instincto for more. Unfortunately. Oh, Killer Instinct. God. I can't. The food shop would be nice. But I'm not getting anything else out of there. Like, literally nothing. How's it work? Do you just walk? Yeah, all you do is move left and right and it puts fire on the ground. It's in the tier list. I think we gave this a C tier or a B tier. Maybe a B. It's actually kind of decent. I just wish it also worked on dodge roll. Wait, I didn't kill that tentacle? Awkward. Should've let that live. Yeah, the Killer Instinct probably would have been smart for the biome. Because, like, if you think about it, more Vengeance is sort of similar to more combo. Oh my god, why did that get knocked towards me? I thought I just put the barrel straight down. And it got yeeted at me. That's scary. Oops. Slow walk. Does work. Even kills rat gamers. I think is pretty good. All right. Star weapon legendaries could inherit intrinsic effects of the other two weapons of the same type. That'd be kind of interesting. I think there's a lot of cool ideas to make starter gear legendaries. Might be kind of a priority thing. Like, do the devs want to use that energy or not? But if, for example, like, it doesn't give any impact on the next patch coming out to console, I think go for it. For some reason, my gamer stance is a little off right now. I don't know what it is. It's like my chair is either too forward or too back. It's just a little off. I don't know if any of you all get the same way. If you're not in gamer stance, you just do worse. Wow. Hello, friend. Okay. Please. I need food. I am almost at 10 malaise, by the way. Is that fair? Fair and legitimate? We've been talking a lot about fair today. Maybe the word of the day is fair. Anything that you do that results in you having 10 malaise means it's probably fair. Probably balanced. Do you even game without leaning forward? We were talking to somebody the other day about gamer stance. And I was like legitimately saying I usually do not play a game if I'm not in gamer stance. Me and Airless could be playing Animal Crossing multiplayer. I'm in gamer stance. True story, by the way. True story. There's actually nothing in here. Is there a world where am I gonna die? Oh god. I was looking at chat and I heard the rumbling. Like it's Attack on Titan. No spoilers, please. No spoilers. We still have not seen final season part 2. Can I get a Y in the chat? Is final season part 2 actually out? We can eat these. I have blue HP. Is there a world where I find a legendary frantic sword and just wait for 10 malaise? You could, but the issue is you are getting rid of malaise as you play the game. So if you want to AFK a couple times, it works, but I almost feel like you're better off getting that half HP. Is this another legendary? Oh my god. All right, let's see what you have. Nope, just a scroll. It's pretty odd to find an actual elite monster with a scroll on it. Much higher chance it's a legendary. I can look over at Pyrotech anytime and he's leaning so far his nose is about to hit the TV. That's gamer stance. That's someone who's actually trying to win a game. That's someone who is like 0 LP, 2 losses, hasn't D-ranked yet. Just, it's on the cusp. You know it's gonna happen one of these days. If I get a little bit closer to the screen, perhaps I won't lose. That's exactly what I'm doing. Double green. All right. You love her? Such a good meme? Wait, what's the meme? I missed it. What's the good meme? It's like the new water cooler thing. Sup everybody, what's the good meme nowadays? I want only the best Facebook memes. The "yeah, get into it" meme? What? I don't know what that is. Let you change. Is that a Facebook one? I only respond to Facebook memes. The more elderly, the better. Wow. Am I dead? I'm not dead. Rare, not dead. We need the fire back. Someone show me. We're gonna start a new React series. V reacts to Facebook memes. Boomer memes. Though I assume that's not boomer, that's the opposite. TikTok? I don't get memes on TikTok. You know what I get on TikTok? I get the most, like, weirdest life hacks that I don't even know if it's legitimate or not. It's like, oh, you want to know how to repair, like, your broken windshield wiper? Grab a lemon, put the windshield wiper through the lemon, connect it to the other end that's broken, and congratulations, it's just like new. It's better than new, actually. I've never seen that. Whoa. The other thing I get on TikTok a lot is workout stuff. And I don't want to say that, well, I've been talking about working out on stream and now suddenly it's on my TikTok. I have liked a total of like 2 videos in the entirety of the time that I've had TikTok. And they were both like Super Smash Brothers. I think I'm good to leave. I don't think we can get our HP back. I could bring out the Vengeance. Not Vengeance, the Vamp now. We can at least see how much HP I'm getting back from Vamp. I don't think Conjunct is the best target for this. I could maybe kill 5 more enemies too. 27% HP cut. 2% healed, so it's still like 15 attacks. Might be a little too much. You get video games, thirst traps, remote job suggestions. I got a couple of those. Maybe I scrolled by too fast, so TikTok thinks that I don't need money. But a couple of like, here's 5 TikTok hacks to get an extra $2,000 a month. You know what they're doing? They're driving door to door, washing cars. And for some reason, the cars they're always washing is like a Lambo or a Bugatti. So they happen to get $2,000 a week. I just so happen to be in the neighborhood of people who have Lambos and Bugattis. Wow, I just faked it out. Wait. If I hold the down button... No. Alright. I was about to say. Clearly a sign? Oh no, are you saying... It's like the Steve Harvey inspiration thing? That if I go out washing cars... I will become someone who lives in the areas of Lambos and Bugattis. It's like exposure tech. We don't need anything here. Like if you're just sitting here in your living room or in your gamer room or your bedroom and you're playing video games and you're not out washing cars, you can't be living next to a Lambo. It's point A to point Z. Only exists if you start at point A. I get it, Steve Harvey, I get it. V, if you're playing melee tactics like flashing fans, is Tranquilo viable? Or should you use combo instead? So unfortunately, Tranquilo doesn't really help flashing fans, but it does help Valmont's whip. So Valmont, electric whip, wrenching whip will get a little bit of Tranquilo, but once you pull the monster in with the kick, doesn't help anymore. But maybe you can start one-tapping stuff with the first hit. You know, it'd be kind of interesting. We'll keep combo for this, but we will do a prediction. I heard chat loves no-hit predictions on bosses. They can't get enough of them. And when you're rocking the rusty dagger, you know what? That's a no-hit if I've ever seen one. I'm burnt out from all the roguelites. Any tips on how to recover? I would almost say... burnt out from too many roguelites? I would say, do you have any early access games that don't have an end yet? So like a game that only goes up to Concierge, for example. Astral Ascent is a good example. That way, like, you can win and you can know that you cannot do more. So then you can move on to the next game. Like, you can feel accomplished and you don't have to replay it over and over again because the game's literally not done. I'm sure some like Vamp survivors and stuff like that could also fill that boat. If you could change the crit condition of flashing fans, what would it be? I think the crit condition's fine. Like, reflect bullets to crit, I think. Like, I kind of wish there were other things we could parry with it too, but you don't want to just turn it into the Iron Staff. It would be really cool, and this is how it was back in the day, if you could reflect your own stuff. So way back, you could reflect your own turrets, for example. The turret fires out a little barrel, and then it deploys itself. You could use flashing fans to yeet that across the map. Why you would want to do that, I have no idea, but I think there's a little bit of balance there because... let's say you yeet double crossbow-matic. Double crossbow doesn't really care where the monster is. If it's on the opposite side of the map, it's fine with that. Or explosive decoy, yeet that over. Any monster, sorry, rip ears. Any monster it lands on will get aggroed and then destroy it. I'd rather it just give me more options on things I can yeet. And it'll be fine. All right, let's head in here. 41% HP. Rusty sword that does bonus to burning oil. I don't know if I can actually burninate the boss because it floats. They all float down here, except for me. So how does one catch fire to the one in the air? Maybe like that? Please go back in my fire. Thank you, thank you. Come on. Wow, I'm surprised that didn't hit me. I think we're getting Toho today. It's actually been a long time since I've gotten Toho in this game. But I guess if you're running Rusty Dagger, it may as well be now. Dang, I walked too far forward. Like, I want to space it in a way that I can get the hit. Dang, I did it out of order. Now I don't have Face Flask. Because I actually blocked the Face Flask damage with my tonic. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. It got in the fire. I can't keep up. This got Toho written all over it. Not gonna lie, I have no idea what legendary I would even want for the no-hit. I'm pretty sure anything I take is probably ban-worthy for this challenge. Throw a button? Please! Oh my god! The one single hit was just a tentacle? I expected to get toe hold or something. Now I feel disappointed. And here I thought. Here I THOT. We have to go graveyard, I think, because I need food. Slumbering just sounds bad in general. What is Toho? What is Toho? Firefox? Watch me get something 18 plus, something questionable. Okay, I've actually played this game, so I think this is fair. Here we go. If you end up putting this one on your wish list, tell them I sent you. This is Toho Luna Nights, not the original. This is a spin-off, but still solves the same issue. We need a boss. Bear with me. Not enough, not enough. It gets better, trust me. There's like someone telling you that you gotta watch all 5 seasons. The 4th season is where it gets actually good. Okay, here we go, here we go. Toho is what we basically call bullet hell. It's where you have to dodge like your life depends on it, literally. Those didn't look that bad. Wait, I might have to replay this game. That kind of looks possible for me. But it's just bullet hell. It's a game like Ikaruga, I think is another game in the same genre. Very difficult, hardcore bullet hells. Games that V pretends like he plays, but he actually doesn't. Though he would love to. Unfortunately, he's doing a Rusty Dagger run. Like intense Space Invaders. Yes, and I want to say Ikaruga might be the real, and I guess fans can correct me on this, but most of the Toho games are fan-made games, I believe. I think Ikaruga, which is a spaceship bullet hell game, is sort of the main one of the genre. I'm sure there's more. But I'm not super well versed in those. Later, sucker. Give me the money. Sorry, I just have to fix one thing real quick. As a reminder, after this, we have a sponsored segment from Torchlight Infinite. Twitch Bounty. We're like the Mandalorian of streamers right now. It's actually super interesting. So I'm gonna give a little bit of a peek behind the curtain for people in the chat. So if you all have ever been on Twitch before, you may see streamers talk about bounties. Wow, what a banned item. And what a bounty is, there's a bounty board where if you are fast enough, you can play a sponsored stream. Like they basically put up, hey, I need this game killed. Oh, I should have taken that. That was burning oil. On your channel. And if you're quick enough, you might get a chance to play it. And sometimes like the chat actually gets some benefits as well. Like you all might get a access to the game or drops or something of that sort. The official 2HU games are vertical scrolling bullet hells. Yeah, and they're very impressive to watch. You ever get the pleasure of watching like a professional play those games? It's pretty legit. A professional what? A professional gamer. Can you all not? Wait, where am I going? This is a dead end. Just do that for some damage reduction. Okay. Bam. I will be buying food off this map, so I feel like I'm probably good. But yeah, I don't know if any of you all have played a game as difficult as a Toho. Maybe you have something that you consider really difficult. For example, like I really don't mind playing Apex Legends and PUBG and stuff like that. Those kind of shooters, I feel like don't bother me too much. But difficult to me are games like CS:GO and Valorant. It's like when the time to kill is literally a matter of a millisecond, the difficulty is so high. And I don't want to say it's just an aim issue. It's like stressful too. Map awareness. All kinds of unseen stuff. What's the tier list for today? Yo, Heron, you can do ! tier list. We have it up on YouTube. Brand new release today. Would appreciate the like, subscribe, maybe ring the bell. Maybe it gave it a little wink and a pat on the back. saw that one. Very good. Thank you, Hera. Can you give me a spoiler of what your favorite legendary is so far? I know you might be on mobile or you might be on console and you may not have access, but I would still love to know. We gotta find the curse. Blood Sword for sure. So Blood Sword, for those who haven't seen it, does double bleed stacks. And it takes, what, just 2 slashes to get a pimple popper? It's actually really good. And if you can get the one that does bleeding causes poisoning as well, the poison is double stacked. Wow. Maybe I do need Killer Instinct for moments like that. Oh my god, I just face flashed myself. Alright, so I think we see a potential benefit here. If we can rock the same thing, but with Killer Instinct instead of the Face Flask, we might be in better shape. No, Face Flask is fine. Killer Instinct instead of the combo. That way I can do tonic more. Though I'd love to be able to heal myself. How did I die? I got pulled in by a grappler. The grappler took me down to 1 HP. And then I pressed the Face Flask button and died. We're about to speedrun our way back. Body desecrated. Game desecrated. My game is desecrated by doing this challenge. Win rate desecrated. Invisibility? Interesting, interesting. Oh no. This is cheating, right? Ain't no way this is legal. Do I just do this to get up to the boss? And then we play legit after? Wait, why do I have to fight all of a sudden? Why are the monsters here? Okay, here we go, here we go. Stealth mode enabled. Game on. Is like the most boomer insertion of gamer like talk that you could possibly imagine. Oh my god, hey. Stealth mode, game on, my friends. This is disgusting. So the only place well, no, we might go back to Promenade. Maybe. We'll see, we'll see. Yo, Paulus Stanley. Welcome, welcome. Can we get some highs in the chat for Paulus? New viewer, new chatter. Wouldn't the shield have been a better investment than the bow? The shield's not allowed. The shield is against the rules. Like, trust me, I would love to take a lacerating aura or a corrupted power or anything of that nature. But what you all are talking, you're talking banned items. The closest thing we have to rules is exclamation point BOTD. Oops. I guess we're done here anyway. The only sucky part about this is I have no money. So we lost a lot of reroll opportunities. Five seconds. I'm about to uninstall. Poisons the enemy, but that's it. We need damage. I don't care about the poison. Bleed synergy on open wounds? That enough? Perhaps, perhaps. Feel like it's not, but perhaps. Yo, Notion, good to see you. If I didn't say hi to you already. Yeah, I think you're saying hi to Polis. My bad, my bad. Yeah, so this is something. I don't necessarily want to turn on assist mode, which is just continue mode, so that way we get through this person's run without them feeling like they lost all their money. But then again, like, maybe they want me to lose. One interesting thought I had today was viewer build streaks. Like, who is gonna beat VeeDotMe at his own game? Why am I fighting this? For nothing, that's why. I guess money. What's your opinion on the Panchaku? It's your favorite weapon in the game right now. I actually really dig it. It has some hidden power to it. You can do a couple of cool things like reflect bullets and knock away monsters. They don't always happen, but it's super poggy when it does. Excuse me? Pardon me? For speed running? I definitely have it high up on my list of items to take. The legendary is actually not half bad either. The legendary does fire on hit. I don't know why that died. And fire on hit means that you can run spread oil and burning oil damage, and becomes like super good. You like the idea of viewer streaks? Unfortunately, I think I've already lost the streak today. Or maybe that's better for you all to figure out. So if I immediately lose, do you lose the streak? Or does it have to be V has to forfeit? Like V has to end the stream without ever beating the final boss. See if we can get a new face flask. Burn the ground? Can we get better? Wait, why are these less expensive than those? That would be brutal. Brutal to end the stream because I died at Concierge because someone wanted me to play Curse Sword. I'll win later, I promise. Wait, why am I healing? I bought a vampirism? I thought that was a tonic. I spent $6,000 on this thing. And by tonic, I mean face flask. This is a bruh button for real. Don't want you to quit, or worse, make us suffer all night just to save the streak. Yeah, so technically, if I just lose immediately, like lose the streak, then that's better for our mental. So that doesn't mean I have to keep playing it to keep the streak alive. Does the shop keep doing exchanges? No, there's a limit. I think 4 or 5, and the price does go up. Jeez, I just want the map. That's all. Oh, I have to go down here, I think? We haven't found the... No, this is the exit, so I do have to go down here. Alright. Let's fight it out. One at a time, people. One at a time. I guess I could have just stealthed up. I'm not used to that kind of gameplay. Brain usage. That's new for me. Alright. Let's get this. We'll be at 7 brutality. Hopefully that's enough to get the dub. Okay, I actually need that. Alright. Oh my god, there's so many monsters on the map. Imagine I had to fight all of those with a rusty dagger. Rusty dagger with vampirism. Don't you dare. Yeah, you better. So I thought. Hey. Predictions? Oh, I never did the payment? My bad, my bad. See, I'm just ready to hop back in. Ah, I got my money back. All right, we're good. Let's get that payment out. Thank you to all my non-believers out there. Wait, no. We got 1 hit. Exactly. I don't call that a non-believer. That was a fence sitter. That was versus Conjunctivius. It's like you're just barely not believing for things that are out of my control. Which, you know what? I appreciate that. Melee for sure. Even though we might just stealth up just to get to where we died, which was Graveyard. I have to kill some kind of elite at some point to get a new amulet. We can't just sit like this forever. Wait it out. There we go. Okay. Beautiful. Am I dead here? Why were there 5? What I saw a bat and a spinner. And then suddenly 5 monsters. We'll just add on 3. Which cocoon was among the skill options? I think that's illegal. Because that's basically a shield. I could win the game off cocoon. That's kind of where I'm like situated mentally. Is it cannot be an item that I can actually kill the enemy with. Tonic, emergency door, ice armor, none of those killed the enemy. Stun grenade, like, yeah, that kind of fits. Ice grenade as well. Part of me feels like those might be a little illegal. In some countries, anyway. Alright, we gotta make our way back. 5 BC speedrun engaged? Making sure we don't die to some of the worst monsters in the game? This is good practice. Never mind, this is terrible practice. Typically, when you're doing a speed run, you have buttons you can press. We are extremely low on buttons. We're gonna need that eventually. I have 3 brutality, so we have to look for one more scroll. Just not up there. Rat gamers. Hope everyone's having a good Monday so far. Or if it's Tuesday where you are, definitely let me know that it's Tuesday. And hope you're having a good evening. I almost couldn't make it up that. This is stressful. Arboretum? Wee. Wee. V, use the bow? I think the bow might be a little weaker than the sword. Maybe. Possibly. It's like the pen is mightier than the sword, except it's the opposite this way around. I want to believe. But when I show up to the fight with a Nerf gun, and they got an actual broadsword, we might be losing said fight. Okay, burning oil makes a comeback. Does not spread oil, though. Toxicity on hit. I don't think it helps. Like, if you could get both of those at the same time, yes, I am in agreement. Sag. There's no way. What about shield next run? If not bow, shield's against the rules. Unfortunately. Yo, Scratch, good to see you. What I did do, I turned assist mode on so that we have 3 chances to do this. If we don't win in 3, we'll call this a forfeit. We found the one build that V couldn't use. Literally Rusty Dagger and nothing else. Above my pay grade. I think I have to map clear. Just so I have enough money to keep re-rolling. Alright. What's the final boss? Spoiler? Or like the first or second? Sorry, I'm not 100% sure if I get the question. Are you asking, is there anything after spoiler boss? In terms of bosses? I guess in the most technical sense, no. But there is Queen, who you have to, well, you have to do spoiler twice, but Queen is an alternate boss. Am I fighting spoiler in this run? It would probably be easier than Service, I think. Really, my whole issue isn't Queen versus spoiler. It's Servants versus spoiler, whichever's easier. And in most cases, spoiler's easier than Servants, in my opinion. How in the world am I gonna kill that? The Rammus, the Thorny. Okay. I just need to get stronger somehow. Like, I don't know how to do that without the double damage coming back. You love Arboretum? You think this is the run? Should have gone here the whole time? I think I only really died to Promenade one time. But maybe this map is just good luck. It's like sometimes it maybe just feel icky if you go anywhere else. Alright, bow. I unbound my bow. Thank you. Yo, Beard.
First time catching a stream in a while, but hello.
Yo, good to see you. That's your... Is it King Sierra? No, Sweet 16, Beard. Happy to have you here. I think you also got a discount on that sub. Sub Timber's going on, so people are getting a discount on subbing to the channel. Thank you, Beard. Hope you're having a good Monday. Or Tuesday, if that's where you are. See if we can maybe get Burning Oil come back. Doesn't help me now, but... Okay, we might go the first one. Doing laundry. So, Beard, we have a situation here at House V. The laundry setup is downstairs in the basement, and right now the basement doesn't really have anything particularly entertaining in it. So what do you do, Beard? Like, do you stay downstairs waiting for the stuff to cook in the dryer? What about when you fold? Like, how do you keep yourself from not getting absolutely bored when it's laundry day? Are you on the iPad playing some Summoner's War? Maybe you're playing League of Legends Wild Rift? Sure. Well, you see, my laundry machines suck. So I go to laundromat and watch YouTube. What do you watch YouTube on? Like, do you have an actual iPad that you're watching, or is it just off your phone? Not a pop quiz, by the way. I don't know if I want to get an iPad, so I'm using any opportunity to ask someone who may have one. And if you're like, oh my god, V, the iPad's a lifesaver. I was gonna literally die of boredom until I went to the Apple store and dropped whatever the number is. I don't even want to know the number. Get yeeted? That's stuff. You use a Surface Pro for school? Doubles as a tablet. Oh my god. TIL. Surface Pro. Samsung has something as well. I believe Surface is the Microsoft one. Samsung Galaxy tablets. I think even Google has something now. Yo, legendary lightning bolt. I actually can't do anything with that. Like, you could acrobatic pack it with the beginner's bow, but then it's most definitely cheating. Like, there's absolutely no way you can call this a starter weapon run when you're over there rocking legendary lightning bolt in the backpack. Like, no way. I don't even want to contest that. Like, it's pointless. Like, if anything, I'm just teasing myself by taking that. Later, sucker. It's like you're on your best diet. You just happen to pick up a legendary lightning bolt. Is actually teasing yourself. Bruh button. Like, more monsters are going to spawn before I actually get to kill this. Jeez. Glorified portable YouTube machine? I mean, not gonna lie, that sounds great. My original want for a tablet was for YouTube stuff, but I've been doing all my YouTube stuff like on my own on the PC, and I feel as though I'm not gonna edit on a tablet. People swear by it, but I don't think it's gonna work out for me. Where am I? I just dropped down into nothingness. What's the green fire trail on my head sometimes? I think that's a bug with this outfit. That's not normal and has nothing to do with any of my equipment. V, are you aiming for one of the final bosses? Yeah, I'm trying to win. And we'll be going spoiler if that's at all possible. It's just the game, I can only use a rusty dagger, so getting to the final boss is a little more difficult than I thought. I didn't know that. I didn't know the rusty dagger has anything to do with how difficult the game is. Could be the tonic. I think it's the outfit. Oh my god, oh my god. That's, so I'm looking at that trail right there. And that is what I thought you were referring to. No, the tonic gives you damage reduction. Like, not only does it do the bubble, it gives you reduced damage by 20 seconds. That's the green aura. I am so sorry. I completely misinterpreted what you were saying. Pimple popper? I just feel like you have to go melee. But like, maybe there's a world where we just pimple pop our way to the final victory. Surprised I saw this before any other affix. Even the double damage hasn't come back yet. Hey, what's a blood sword? I got your blood sword right here. Think we aggroed? I was hoping to aggro that rampager. Alright. We're back in the game. EA Sports is in the game. Shout outs to all my Madden 23 players. We're doing damage, right? We gotta kill everything. Pimple popper is good. Is it really? Or is it like a kid's thing? Like, you'd be surprised at how much of YouTube, for example, is made up of like children kind of carrying the views of a video. And I don't know, I feel like kids are more adept to watching gross stuff like pimple popper. But maybe there are people out there who have like an actual interest. I want to see. Maybe I have one of my own. I'm dead. Ain't no way. I'm just aggroing more monsters. That's the no melee issue. Maybe I didn't understand what you meant by that. No, I was joshing a little bit. We are definitely referring to the bleed. But now I was trying to make a call back to where we got the name from. Yada, yada, yada. I mean, I guess this with melee mutation, maybe not that bad. Why did you aggro me? Oh my god, everything sucks. Story of my life, just everything sucks. What if you add Vorpan? Banned. That's a banned item. Trust me, I'd love to use anything not Rusty Dagger. What's going on? How do I kill the monster? Why is there now an elite slasher? Give the bow a try? All right. Here you go. 70 damage. Pain. So, like in real conversation here, the way how you would actually deal with something like that, there's a challenge drift on that elite, is you would actually use melee mutation. Like, you need the slow. These things just happen to do too much if you leave them to their own devices. Melee mutation is like the only thing that's gonna help with that. Or crow's feet. That might be another issue. Yeah, so we were talking about that when we first started this run, because remember the actual viewer build is V. I want to see either Rusty Dagger or Beginner's Bow, one of the two. And I definitely could do Beginner's Bow instead of Rusty Dagger. What am I looking at? But I think the issue with Beginner's Bow is that if I were to run it, there are too many things in the game that you would use with it that takes all the thunder away from the Beginner's Bow. Because remember, beginner's bow only has like 8 ammo. So there's 2 issues there. One being you have to get your ammo back. Okay, V, how do you get your ammo back? You either parry the monster with a shield, or you use a grenade, and that will get you ammo back. I think if I were to use a grenade, that also takes away from the beginner bow. Unless I use like an infantry grenade that does 0 damage. But then I feel like it's just kind of there. It's a little awkward to think about. So then, okay, just run ammo mutation. Sure. So now that we've done that, kind of went tonic. Now that we've done that, we've opted into ammo mutation. What else is there? Okay, Tranquilo, and then maybe point blank, and then you just kind of like hope for the best. And I want to say maybe the damage might be a little lower, maybe, than what we're doing right now. There's maybe some more safety. Like you shoot the bow from max range, you have Tranquilo, just pray that you don't run out of ammo before the monster dies. I guess I can't say that I've done the research to know that the sword is better than the bow. I just know that like having things like Acrobatic Pack, Ripper, Parting Gift, all of that is definitely banned. At least I can make a fair argument for Vengeance, Open Wounds, Melee Mutation. And Door. I'm telling you all, if that legendary Door shows up, it's GG. If there was ever a time to run legendary Door, it's this run right here. 100%. 1000%. We're almost back. As soon as I beat Conjunctivius, we will be back to where we were. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. I actually like fighting Conjunctivius. Did I say Concierge earlier? I meant Conjunct. I think out of the 3 fights, Conjunct might be my favorite one just to do. Not even saying it's like the easiest or the hardest, just it's the most entertaining. I don't know if anyone agrees with me. I thought maybe I could stop it with Melee Mutation. But like certain things happen in the fight that are just incredibly good. A tentacle hits you instantly after it goes underground. Conjunctivius roars, stuns you. You hit a slime ball on the way down. Maybe you're stuck to the wall and you get impaled by spikes. I feel like Concierge just doesn't have the drip like that. Doesn't have the sauce like Conjunct does. I know they're working on a boss rush mode. And if you're at PAX West over the weekend, I would love to hear from you. And if you happen to play Dead Cells at the PAX West booth, I would like to touch your hands. But like, if they come up with new stuff for Concierge, that's actually really, really interesting to me. Wow, I actually rolled the wrong way, but I didn't get hit. What's the legendary door fix? It is bonus damage when you are near the door. You throw the door behind you, and you play Protect the Door. I believe it's 10% extra damage just by being near it. What about Mama Tick? Mama Tick looks good from like a montage standpoint. Like, as a streamer, if you can go Mama Tick, you do. But I feel like as a regular, like, Susie out there and you care about your win rate, maybe you go conjunct. V, I've been dying over and over again against conjunct because you said it was the coolest fight in the game. I know that, but no, Mama Tick. V, you said Mama Tick looks really good, so I went there. Big mistake. I want you all winning. It's kind of a do not try at home situation. I want you all winning. Do I have a list of legendaries? I do, but not on paper. If you do, oh, actually, so if you do exclamation point patch notes, you'll have the latest patch notes, and the devs wrote down all the legendary affixes there. Shoot, I might need this. But it's 30%. I don't think I net positive here. Sorry, that's patch notes with an S. Hopefully that's the right command. Is Concierge impossible or just too boring? Like I said, they're coming out with a boss rush mode, and I would like to see a more interesting Concierge. Doesn't have to be added to the base game. It's like, I don't want someone to load up 0 BC, and all of a sudden their Concierge is like much harder than it used to be. But I would not mind seeing a prime Concierge with just more stuff to it. I feel like all the other bosses just have so much stuff to them, and Concierge is just feeling sad. I punch, I jump, I roar. And that's it. I feel like there's a lot more junk here for some reason. I think by now I had a burning oil synergy. So painful. Make Concierge faster? Just faster attack speed, you mean? For my prime Concierge? They could honestly just take everything from Bloodshot Malaise. Bloodshot Malaise, I think it probably is faster, but they gave it an much bigger aura. So when it roars and does the red aura, it's a lot harder to stay away from it. I believe it jumps farther as well. It's kind of cool. I would love to see more than one punch too. Like the one single punch that Concierge does, like, I usually don't get hit by it. But Prime Concierge, I want to see a full combo. I want to see some Tekken 7 coming from Concierge. I want to get grappled, like tossed over the shoulder, and then suplex. And that might just be me. Like, definitely, if you all don't want to get suplexed by Concierge, let me know. I don't want to be at, like, a convention and mention to the devs, yo, devs, I want to get suplexed. I want to get stone cold stunned. And I assure you that everyone in my chat agrees. V, I got the people's elbow by Concierge. I'm pretty sure he didn't used to do that. I'm just saying. Should that be parryable? Absolutely not. Now, maybe you can reverse it. So when Concierge like puts you at like the apex of the slam, you hit the dodge roll button and then you reverse it, jump over his shoulder, and then like slam him to the ground? I'd rather that than just parry. V. Whatever you've been drinking in that can, that ain't no cherry Pepsi. Fine, fine. Just give me like a bigger aura and a farther jump. I'll be happy with that. 46, 2, 5, 7. Not enough. All right, let's try this again. Viewer build is back up. We changed it a little bit. We're now doing Pimple Popper. No longer is this a burning oil build. Now we're bleeding out the competition. Cast your vote. Will he get the no hit? Will he get hit? Wow. I did not know this had Toxic Cloud on it. Sick. Will he get hit exactly one time? Will he get destroyed but not die? Or will he AFK? I believe vote AFK, because I gotta step away. Thank you, Vague Vlogger. I'm gonna stretch right now. Take this time to get a bite to eat or stretch if you have to as well. But we will be back in just 2 minutes. BRB, everybody. Yo, I swear that is the fastest 2 minutes ever. Alright, let's get in here. We've done this before. It was a non-issue. We even got the best skin in the game, Lil Bone. Only Lil Bone can beat Conjunctivius. Known. It's one of the hardest bosses in all of Dead Cells. We got Pimple Pop technology. I have not done it even once. I think I did one. It's like the bleeds fall. There was one just now. It's like the bleed falls off extremely quickly. I don't know. Was the burning oil better? What do you all think? Almost got hit the exact same way as last time. It's just really hard to get burning oil on Conjunct. Rotate. Perfect spot. You love to see it. You love to see not having to chase after the monster. Can you all please just attack me? Like, why are they underground the entire time? Butt clincher. All right, last one, last one. Oh, I thought I was stuck. Oh, I wanted to burst the tonic so bad. I didn't know where to go. Like, tonic, I think, would have gave me the bubble and protected me. Oh my god. We still count that one as one hit. Because it's like the aura is one hit, even though you get hit like multiple times in the aura. It's kind of hard to escape with only one hit taken. Compared to something like you get hit by multiple attacks at time. Yeah, I know, I get it. It looks like it's multi-hit. I could probably edit the rules a little better. Would No Mercy be better? Better than Open Wounds? It's a tough call. So like Open Wounds would, I mean, No Mercy would have helped just then. But I think like overall it's like pop, 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 pop. And maybe that does more than 7% of the boss's HP. Alright, congratulations, one hitters. Not a single people voted for no hit. No two. No two. Like I said, it's one aura. And I'm trying to think of like a better way to decide how to name that. Because the idea is that V gets hit multiple times. So we could maybe say V, because it's like V gets destroyed but doesn't die. V gets comboed, but I feel like combo makes it seem like I could get hit by aura multi-hit. It has to be something that really sounds like V has to get hit by different attacks. Hello? Yo, edge guarding right now. Yeah, we did the payout. 0, 1, multiple, or die. Yeah, because that's what we've always done. People are asking about it today, because I know we have some new folks, which is fine. Sell that. But yeah, that's how the prediction has always been. Same thing for spoiler spin, you get hit multiple times, but if it comes back around, that counts as 2 hits instead of just the 1. These are getting closer. You can change the question to how many attacks he gets hit instead of how many hits. That does not sound bad at all. Ow. I'll even give you the credit for that one too, Coastal. Lag? Okay, I want to say this is looking like something now. We don't have the actual Killer Instinct, which we thought Killer Instinct was a requirement. I don't really have a replacement for Killer Instinct except Open Wounds. How long have I been playing? Today or just in general? And do you mean Dead Cells or do you mean how long have I been a gamer? In general and in Dead Cells. Yeah, so I have always played games. Like, always. Our first console, even though my sister would say otherwise, our first console was basic Nintendo. I think I could buy a health pot on this map. And from there, I've had Genesis, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance SP, PlayStation, PSP Go, PS2, Dreamcast, PS3, Fat, Slim. I've gone through, I think, 3 PS3s. PS4, PS5, PC. I have a Gamescom from Tiger Electronics. Shout outs to anyone who even remotely knows what that is. Is Tainted banned? Tainted Flask? No, that's legal. But we're gonna end up buying a flask, so I wouldn't get Tainted unless I was on like the last map. V play games straight out of the womb. I was playing games since I was in the womb. Just tripping up my mom and dad the whole time. They thought I was gonna be born on September 5th. I was born on September 7th instead. True story. Just out here playing games. They thought I was gonna be an easy birth. I said, nah. We're gonna make trouble. It's like I was the Joker straight out the womb. Yeah, we've done the prediction a lot. Like, I've been streaming Dead Cells a lot. So just to put a bow on the thing about the prediction, the aura, be it Conjunctivious, Concierge, spins from Spoiler Boss, the double slam from Hand of the King, like he jumps down, it does 2 spikes up, hits you twice. All of those are the same attack hitting you multiple times. But for example, Hand of the King's 3-hit combo, the 1, 2, 3. Spoiler Boss going out on the spinning top and coming back. All of those are hits that you can get out of after the second one. And thus do not go into our like aura thing that we're talking about. Parents did birth predictions. Predictions nowadays are starting forest fires and stuff like that. So I only hope they weren't at that level back in the day. Thank you, game. Yo, TTG. Ring the channel. Welcome, everybody. I'm VeeDotMe. Right now, I'm in the middle of a challenge that I've currently died to twice. Chat, am I on 2 deaths or am I on 3 deaths? Can I get a simple 2 or 3 in the chat? PLSTY. Basically, I'm using the starter weapon in the game and nothing else that takes away from the power of the game, of the weapon. So we have to win on the bootstraps of the rusty dagger. No handouts, as it will, of using other buttons, which would make it far more entertaining as well as easier. But good to see you, TTG. Hope you had a good stream. Unfortunately, my shoutouts buttons, so I have to do it manually. Yo, last playing. I must have typed it wrong. You usually... Yeah, I missed the gaming part. My bad, my bad. If there's no such thing as that name... No. Is there a time to grind without the gaming? I wouldn't be surprised if that does exist and has not been an active account in like 5 years. And Twitch still won't give up the name. You play like 8 different roguelikes, ending on Vampire Survivors. That's what's up. We were talking about that. Oh my god, that is a late curse. How did it show up at the very end? Maybe there's monsters behind the door. For cells, what if devs let us convert 1 flask into Panacea for extra damage? Utilizing our cells? I mean, I'll take it, but to be perfectly honest, I don't really want cells converted into damage in the game. And I'm just another Joe Schmo. Like, what I say doesn't go. That kind of rhymes. I don't know what the start enemy is. Wow. And I aggroed it. Amazing. Wow. Legendary Assault Shield. That's a good luck charm. Do you all think the Legendary Assault Shield's cheating? If I were to use it? Why in the chat if it's cheating, and in the chat if no? And it might, like, I might have to showcase it to really confirm if this is cheating. Wow, I got an immediate why. Alright. Fair, fair. I don't contest those. Wait, I need this area. I have to fight them. I need the shop. Why are there so many Ys? Wait, that's messed up. I thought you all were trying to help me out here. All right, not a single, oh my God. No, that's an elite, I think, that chased me down the hole. Don't fall for it. I think I go clock tower. I'm not willing to contest mummies. Wait, Clock tower not an option. I can't go cavern. Cavern's actually death. Alright, whatever, game. Your last Billy build doesn't help your cause here. We did alright with the Billy. Took us a little while, but we caught on. I was just saying we can't do the busted tech with the assault shield. Come on, this is cheating. No, and I do bonus damage to stun target. Please. No way. That could be another piece of food. It's a scam. It's definitely a scam. Yeah, I'm gonna show it so that you all can make an educated decision on if this is ban worthy or not. For those who don't know why I'm talking about banned and not banned, we're doing a challenge of beginner item only. And the idea here is that this item may be too powerful and takes away too much from the run itself. So what Assault Shield does, it does stun on hit. So now I can like dash into enemies and then hit them. So I'm gonna start up a poll. Is Assault Shield cheating? Yes, no. I'm gonna let this rock for 1 minute. Just 1 minute. There's no way I can beat this level in under a minute. No! I refuse. I have a rusty dagger. Come on now. No. No. What do you mean, yes? It's 1 minute. Cash your votes, people. Cash your votes. Okay, if it kills the monster, that's cheating. I didn't mean to kill the monster, officer. The monster jumped out in front of me. Oh my god. What in the world? This is messed up. Make sure there's no jump puzzle. There's food in there. We'll get that in a second. Give yourself a level 4 assault shield. The reset with melee mutation, because it slows the enemy, sounds compelling. I won't say it's busted. All I'm saying is that I'm fairly interested. And maybe that's the opposite of what the viewer who submitted this game wants. They don't want me to want to do this, right? If I'm not suffering, gotta fight this and then do the curse. If I'm not suffering, we're definitely doing it wrong. Enemies? Enemies mod check? Okay, we have enough of the curse now. You can use the assault shield for the curse, but not else. Nah, the timer's already gone. We're screwed. We tried our best, everybody. Chat didn't want it. Chat says you have to suffer. Fair. Oops. So we don't know which one is easier. I think this might be easier. Nice Inquisitor. Nice Mummy. Let's go kill those 2 bats. Call it a day. Maybe only for bosses? That's a good speedrun shield. Like, if I was just trying to speedrun to the bosses, we have to take that. There's no choice. Chat, you gotta believe me. Officer, I'm actually speedrunning. I'm not speeding, I'm speedrunning. It's 2 different things. I'm actually a professional. You can find me on YouTube, youtube.com/c/v.me. Exclamation point tier list in the chat to see the latest video. Like, subscribe, ring the ding dong. Am I dead? Rare, not dead. All right. So far, so good. Viewer wants to come back from a break and remark that's the shortest break ever. Funny story. So me and Airless make jokes about this all the time. So Hollow Knight is a game that I like to make fun of. And that's because like a lot of people ask to see Hollow Knight sometimes. But the people, like the one time that I played Hollow Knight, all the people who wanted to see Hollow Knight did not show up to that stream. So the joke that I want to make in regards to this run right here, and obviously like this is not to be toxic or anything, but it would be hilarious to me if like the viewer submitted a Rusty Sword run. V, I want you to have like the hardest run ever, and if you win, it's gonna be legit. It's gonna be incredible. And then like they don't actually watch it. They didn't show up to it. It's interesting. Oh my god. Bait. What can I do to not get ads? Dead Cells is Pog? That is an excellent question. Dead Cells is Pog is not a paid actor, by the way. I don't know them. That's not Susie. What you can do, if you no longer want to see ads, you can subscribe using your Amazon Prime account. You can link it to Twitch, because if you remember, Twitch is owned by Amazon. You can get a free sub that way, or if you already have used your Prime sub, you can get a discount on subbing during September. Dang, I gotta make... Hang on, I can do this right now. Twitch told me I had to do this. Please forgive me, chat. Please forgive me. There we go. You can subscribe for a heavy discount. Up to 30% at certain tiers at certain months. If you're already subbed, you can extend your sub at a discounted rate as well. Thank you to Lenovo for sponsoring September this year. Are you all caught up on Veer builds? I updated the list today. I'm sorry, if you do exclamation point build list, that has the full list that I updated today. I'm not caught up. I have at least one more after this. I just don't know if I have one more or two more. Just give me the light and watch the show. Can I like have a monster that I can actually fight? What's going on down here? Was that thing just sliding back and forth? Maybe you should have a command for Susie? I like it when you all describe it. I feel like the glamour is lost if I have to explain it. That was the cha-cha slide? That was salsa? A lot of people say that for all my couples out there, a really nice date for couples is salsa lessons. I don't know how you do salsa lessons with COVID, but I hear it's actually kind of good. I'm pretty sure you can't 6 feet it. Next viewer build is 10 Malays run? Oh, not literally, right? Just there's no way I can get through it without 10 Malays. We should be good, but I'm a little worried there might be a challenge rift. Typically, I would leave at this point. I couldn't jump over that. That's so sad. Got most of my HP back at least. No, it says start 10 Malays with any gear. Is that not an old one? We should be up to number 105. So, could you go to 105 and tell me if that's still, please, V, have 10 Malays? I hope you're right. I really do. I just need a fact check, that's all. Nothing toxic about a fact check. You're just reading 77. Yeah, it's wild that we're up to 77. I don't need that food. How do you link Amazon to Twitch? Someone told me to make a command for that, but I don't think I ever did. I do think that you go into the button to subscribe, and then there's a crown, and the crown is Prime Sub, and Prime Sub is the Twitch Amazon Prime Sub. Good amulet, wow. All right, so melee mutation's not gonna work here. Let's get the new prediction up, but I will be resetting my mutation, so you may want to consider waiting to see what I do. All of this is fine, I think. We're still using the bleeding stuff. So Vengeance, open wounds. I don't want to scheme it. Again, I don't want to do anything that diverts power away from the sword itself. I think it is just No Mercy. Recovery could be really interesting too, especially if my HP gets too low. I think it's No Mercy. Should help against the Giant's Fist as well. Alright, cast your votes, people. This is the only time V might get the no-hit. And if you didn't vote no-hit, I don't know what else to tell you. You had your chance. You had your chance. Also, big thank you to everyone tuning in today. Of course, there's hundreds, thousands, millions of streams on Twitch. You decided to spend your time here. Do appreciate that very, very much. We do still plan to do our sponsored segment after this run. So I think you'll be excited for that. It's Torchlight Infinite. There's a new, I want to say, online PC and mobile with crossplay enabled game with the Torchlight series. A good look at our weekly while the countdown's still going. Tomorrow's stream, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Run Gore, Mechani Bot, and possible Curse the Golf after, though I might do Gunfire Reborn instead. We'll have to see. I'm on a little bit of a Gunfire Reborn kick. Kind of want to play more of it. Put me in. Coach, put me in. Alright. This is the Giant, El Gigante. Known. It's one of the hardest bosses in all the Dead Cells. Not many people have fought this thing, let alone killed it. Even the idea of fighting the Giant, foreign. Please die. Chat, it didn't die. Do the meltation. V do be melting bosses. Sick. Is that my amulet doing all that poison? I think I have, like, victims... No, people that hit you get poisoned, but it's a full cloud. It's kind of sick. Kind of hypey. Couldn't break that in time. Not even gonna try. I stepped in the poison and built the lava? Alright, so people often talk about V, you're scamming. That one was not my fault. I absolutely promise you I did not do that on purpose. What in the world? Not like this, V. Please die. Not a scam. I promise you, not a scam. I didn't know. I didn't know. Yeti is saying yes in the chat, but I worry that Yeti may not have known what actually happened. Yeti, I apologize. Who's gonna tell them? Yeti. Yeti, no! They don't know. El no sabe, they don't know. So Yeti, my big toe just barely tapped the lava. I took really no damage from it. If you look at my HP bar, it looks like nothing ever happened, right? But the door is the judge. Yeah, you can't argue with the door. The door knows. Scam. Business is business. I promise you. The last thing I would expect to happen there would be, check the tapes, would be to step in poison. Lava. I don't know why I keep saying poison. We gotta run the next prediction. While we're doing that, we will pull up V.CSI. Alright, so I gotta go to my own channel. And I have to look at my past broadcasts. So I forgot to hit the clip button in a production. Okay, here we go, here we go. Just a little bit of V.CSI. We like to do this every now and then. I missed the hydrate, thank you. We're hydrating on Pepsi right now. Believe that's the best kind of hydration you can actually get. Coach, put me in. All right, here we go. Oh, I wonder if my face was covering up. Maybe? This was a longer fight than I thought. Show us that big toe. Y'all ain't paying enough for that. I almost thought I was gonna get hit there, but luckily I rolled far enough away that my roll came back. Sick. Yeah, I went from 98 to only 83. Is that my amulet doing all that poison? It is, buddy, it is. Wait for it. I think I have, like, victims. Hold. No, people that hit you get poisoned, but it's a full cloud. Wait, this fight took a lot longer than I thought. Kinda hypey. Okay, it's definitely during slam. Couldn't break that. Okay, hang on. Enhance. Time. I'm gonna try. Okay, so we're basically waiting for this fist to slam down. Oh my god, that goes back so far. Couldn't bring that in time. I'm gonna try. Wait. I'm over the... What is that? I was directly over the freaking land. Why did I go right? What's he doing? What the dog doing? Crap, I don't have the sound effect. Why did he go right? Even this dude's confused. Bruh button. Bruh. I stepped in the poison? I keep saying poison. I don't know why. I never used to say poison there. I mean, what can you say about that? That's a Dead Cells if I've ever seen one. Perhaps the truest form of Dead Cells, as a matter of fact, is what we just saw. It wouldn't be Dead Cells if it wasn't me getting hit exactly one time. We all grew that day. See? 5 things I wish I knew, Dead Cells edition. Vote, he gets hit one time every single time. It was like clockwork. Are my pimple poppers working? Oh my god! I'm actually gonna uninstall the game. This is the last stream of Dead Cells, by the way. Was I not above that? Nice block. That was kind of sick. And I think he got it. I just don't think I double jumped. Not again. How many times can he get away with this? Someone stop this man from taking all our V-Bucks. I should really be saving that tonic for a rainy day. Save it for Dead Cells too. One person with 20 points on multi-hit. I only got hit one time, right? I don't think I got hit more than once. I got hit by the triple attack. One slice of it, and that was it. Yeah, it was only one. It's impossible. It's impossible to get hit less than one time, and impossible to get hit more than one time. You can only get hit an average of one time ever. Yo, payment. Scamaz is real. Yo, Hunchy, thanks for stopping by. Glad you had a good time on the show today. That's honestly, like, forget the streaks, forget the no-hits, forget the legendaries. The best part about streaming for me is making sure you all had a great show. Melee comes back. What was I using? Vengeance, that's right. Almost forgot. Now, I'm a little curious right now. I feel as though there's a world where my beginner's bow with poison might actually kill a Shantae. Maybe. Maybe a Death Magistrate. We're still in ads? I can wait. It's got 50 seconds left. That's what some people like to do, is ask chat, hey, did an ad pop up? Oh, let me know when your ads are done. Or they'll even put on the screen ads in progress, pause the VTuber avatar, and then let people talk amongst themselves, as they can't hear me on ads going unless they're a sub. I have, thanks to Twitch, and of course Twitch is how we're able to do anything. We have ads that run every 30 minutes, and it's 1 minute and 30 seconds. And sometimes even that's too much for me. So I try to space it out in a way that we don't lose anything. So like during a transition room, or during a prediction, something like that. I mean, the monster dies eventually. Ooh. But definitely not enough to just kill it. Maybe if I was running No Mercy, it would die. Oh my god, the spikes. The poison does 4 damage per tick. That's no bueno. I ain't No Mercy helping that at all. Yo, Fun Size, good to see you. Rocking that VIP, looking good. That VIP. VIP. V-E-E-I-P. Can I kill this? Birds still scare me. Yo, Fun Size, we're doing your favorite build right now. I know you've always wanted to see Face Flask, Tonic, Rusty Dagger. And I'm happy to say that we made your dream a reality. This gives you 3% damage reduction. Sure, game. It's like, what's the point? Like, why you gotta do me like that? 3%? Quadruple purple in this economy? Yo, I'm in the wrong business. Maybe I should have done the bow after all. Yo, Badger.
Hey V, keep on keeping on.
Thank you, Badger. 21 months. I don't know what you're legally allowed to do now, but whatever it is, I'm sure you're pogged up. Thank you for that ongoing support, and if you happen to get a discount on your sub, thanks to September. I hope it was a good one. Ain't no way. This game is not giving me jack squat. I'm still a little unsure about the bleeding, like the pimple popper versus the burning oil. Sick? Like, I almost thought I saw 4 damage bleed somewhere, but definitely wrong. Wow. We don't go up there. We don't talk about that guy. Wow, that was so loud, even the cats jump. Did you all hear that? ASMR? Yo, there's gotta be someone doing motorcycle ASMR. Wait, hold up. We just changed the game. TikTok motorcycle Harley Davidson ASMR. Is anyone doing that yet? Or did we just hit the gold mine? 4 damage. I always do this from the left side. I don't know if right side is even possible. I miss the old V.Me. The one that didn't do the skip. The one that fought every single monster on the map with a rusty dagger. With a smile on his face. And a buster in his lap. Wait, it's the same spot with the spammer. We do have to ID the map though. Wait, how'd I get back in here? There's a star. Little homie with the star. With the Converses. Okay. I know I can do the poll. But hear me out. Is this cheating? In the Rusty Dagger run, the only thing the Rampart does is give me a bubble. That's it. Is it still cheating? Immediate why? It's a bubble. It just... I'm still gonna be slashing. Right? The bubble's strong? With Rusty Dagger though, it can't be. It scales off your weapon. The worse your weapon, the more legal it is to use it. True story. Dang. -1 brutality would make this such a long fight. But that's a lot of HP. 15k compared to 12k. Nice. Whose tonic is this? Instead of whose man's is this, it's whose tonic is this? Whose drink am I drinking? Bubble isn't not a bubble, therefore why? I really don't think I read that correctly, but I'll take your word for it. I heard nothing wrong in that statement. Wow, I really wish the toxin did something. Do we lose here? Nah, we're tanky. That's the best part about the Rusty Dagger build. You always go tanky. Who needs damage when you literally can't die with Rusty Dagger? Imagine there's a special stage where you fight like Mama and Conjunct at the same time. Yo, they have a boss rush mode coming soon. We can put that on the ask list, Azure. Devs. VeeDotPray. Oh, crap, that's HP. I kind of need it. Let's heal first. Devs. Devs. I need a 2v1 situation. Basically, think about... What's this name? Think about, Elden Ring. 13? 15. I feel like 2k is not that big a difference. Think about, what's the name of them? Apostates. Fighting against Duo Apostate. Except it's dead cells. The closest thing we have is the servants. But I need 2 different bosses at the same time. I need Concierge plus Timekeeper. Hand of the King plus 1 or 2 servants. Queen plus who? Spoiler? It'd be kind of funny if it was Queen plus Concierge. This is ugly. It's like Concierge is kind of known for being sort of the easier enemy. So let's pair it with the Queen. Cannon fight. So I say, don't hit me. If you hit me, you're toxic. Do it like Artifact of the Mountain in Risk of Rain 2. That'd be interesting. I can opt in to fighting double concierges if you give me double the curse swords as a drop. Not just 1, I want to see 2. Bruh button? Wow, how in the world did that not hit me? Teleporter's way at the bottom. Alright, let's get our food and then peace out. Looking good, people, looking good. Raise your hand in the chat if you're gonna do the Rusty Dagger run when you get home today. After today's not just today's run, we have a sponsored segment after this. After the sponsored segment, raise your hand if you're gonna go do a Rusty Dagger run. Bonus points if it's exactly Rusty Dagger and nothing else. No bubble. That's apparently cheating, according to chat. Should be good. There might still be food on the map, but I'm going to assume I will not find it. All right. Maybe vampirism was the answer here. All right, new prediction, by the way. Emancipations, good to see you, if I didn't say hi to you already. All right, so this is the final boss. And then we will be next gaming it over to Torchlight Infinite for a 1-hour segment. Final build is definitely Open Wounds, Vengeance. Now there is a possibility to run Melee Mutation. This boss does actually get slowed, but I don't think it's that potent. The other option is Recovery to make sure I don't die. I could maybe Triage here. So like in the emergency chance that I dodge too early on the lasers, I pop Triage. Again, another way to ensure that I don't die. Also helps on the actual final drink of the game. That might be the hit, because really nothing else besides the dodge roll stuff, like to heal me. Even combo, not as potent as you might think it is, even though there are enemies to kill. You lose several seconds waiting on him to come down to the ground. I think it's Triage. A rare Triage moment. Three flasks. 3 chances at victory. You could maybe even do Tainted Flask with the emergency triage, but I don't think that's it. I would have to get rid of the open wounds, and I think I still need that. Alright. This is it for all the marbles. Took us 3 hours to get here. If you don't count like the AFKs and stuff like that. I probably should have turned assist mode on at the start so we can at least continue and not have to restart multiple times, but I think this was fine. I think this was fine. Again, big thanks to everyone tuning in today. We have a spoiler fight coming up, so if you don't want to see the spoiler, cover your eyes, cover your ears, keep your nose and mouth open. After this, we will do the sponsored next stream over to Torchlight Infinite for our Twitch bounty of the day. Definitely shout outs to Twitch and the devs for allowing us to do that. Definitely can't wait to have you all there to enjoy it with me. Other than that, let's get in here. There's not really anything to say. There's no strategy here. This is literally war of attrition. Either I win or they win. Could probably tonic a laser. Let's go up the wall. Ooh. Cancelled. Oh my god. That was kind of delayed for me. Gotta watch out for Thornies here. Am I doing damage? No, right? Again? That's toxic. Ain't no way I'm doing damage. Yeah, spike ball. That's what I thought. Up the wall. Surprised I didn't get hit. Second ad phase that confirms negative damage being dealt. It looks good. Like, if someone was to show me this, I would say damage is being dealt. Apparently not. Whose butt clenched just then? Don't lie. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Alright, I take it back. I take it back. Okay, that's 2 hits. There's like a lockout, I think, because I'm using hold to attack. Because I slashed twice. I don't have much of a plan. Unlucky. I had to try it, chat. I had to. It's like I have to just tap it. Sometimes the second attack still comes out. Oops. More? Mas? Jeez. And another one. All right. We didn't die. You know what? People say, V, I die, I rage, I see you, you're not dying, you're just raging to getting hit. Yeah, you gotta count the blessings sometimes. That means nothing. Sometimes you just accept the hit, and that's fine. That's part of the game, right? It's not a death. The challenge is complete. We didn't even use continue in this one. It took us 3 tries. But in this run, we did not use a continue. So I count this as a dub. The streak is still alive. It only took us like 3.5 hours to keep the streak. That was sick. That was sick. I don't know if we want to rate the build. Usually we rate every viewer build that we do. I feel like we don't break tradition here. So let me get the poll started. Choose outcome. I kind of want to make a new thingy on if I will use all my health pots. Like V dies or uses all his health pots. I think that'd be interesting. All right. So new poll. Rate the build. Maybe I can do like even numbers. 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 4 out of 10, or a 2 out of 10. Because I want to give you all the chance to do whatever you want. Not being toxic, I just want to give you options. I only have 5 spaces. I'm new to your live. I watch all the videos on YouTube. Yo, fan. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. like I said, I was feeling a little down today because the vid I posted, we've been working on it for 2 weeks. It took me 2 weeks to post it, so I haven't posted anything in 2 weeks. And then when I came back, like it didn't really hit like I thought it would. So to hear people come in and say, yo, V, I appreciate the vids, appreciate the streams, that means a lot. So thank you for that. As I said, we do have to next game it to our